Technically, I should know a little bit something about every instrument in the orchestra. That's the theory. For real, I mean, my violin and viola are my primary instruments, and I play some piano as well just to be able to compose. But I can't say that I will not say that I'm a pianist by any stretch of the imagination. Early on, I knew I wanted to be into music. "15 years old, I remember my siblings and I had gone to, I don't know, a disco or something back then. And somehow, with the strobe lightings and people are dancing, all I could think was,
you wanted to go into disco?
No. I was conducting. And I thought, this is a place where I can do that and people are not going to make fun of me. That's when it sort of dawned on me. It's like, wow, of all the things, I can dance. But of all the things I wanted to do, I wanted to conduct. Fast forward a few years, we had been taking music classes. I guess for my mom, it was more of a sense of giving us a well-rounded education to be able to talk about classical music, about music in general or something, but never with the intent of actually going into music. And when the time came to decide what I wanted to do, well, it was either being an architect or going into music. And I told my mom, yeah, well, I'd like to go into music. And she said, well, that's all real well, but we can't afford it. So I said, well, what if I could get a scholarship and find a way to finance this music thing, this music dream? And I said, well, if you can, go for it. So I did. During a tour, they were featuring students from the Holy Trinity School, and I made a deal with them. I said, every town that we go to, I will like to audition to the music school, wherever that is. They held their part of the bargain, and I auditioned and got into BU, North Carolina School of the Arts, Temple University, basically everywhere where we auditioned. But the decision to go to Temple was because I knew one person in Philadelphia. I didn't know anybody anywhere else. At the time I was starting to work in New York. I had sort of hit a glass ceiling in Philadelphia. I met her and said, well, let's see where this is going. And so I delayed my departure from Philadelphia. I delayed moving to New York for a whole year. I was having a birthday party for my brother. One of his friends that I invited, I said, hey, so you should come. And he said, oh no, she was having dinner with this friend of hers. Mm-hmm. Like, there's gonna be 30, 40 people at the house anyway. It's like, what's one more person? Just bring her. So she came along, she walked up the stairs to our apartment and like,
and you were like,
who are you? Who are you? No, she disputes that.
We need to wait for Elizabeth because we have separate stories, Daniel and I, sometimes.
And at the end of the year, when I said, okay, this is not going anywhere, I'm out of here, and that's when she came around and says, oh, by the way, how about if? Moved to New York, started working. I felt very lucky because I was working a lot. For a freelancer, that's great. I was touring a lot, but at the same time, Ella was born and I was always out of the house, never get to see her, basically missed practically a whole year of her growing up, maybe even 2 years of her growing up, and it's like, that's not a good life. I decided to look for other opportunities and something opened up in Minnesota. Plus it gave me a little bit more time as well to start composing. So it's like everything was into that position except for the weather.
Yeah, understandable.
I think our connections are kids. I think we do everything we do because of our kids. And it's their well-being first. And they didn't choose to be here. We brought them here.